Wait. Oh god, please tell me I didn't fuck up just the last act. Something did look fishy about that first act. Oh god damn it. Please tell me no. Oh god, did I overlap? Yep. One frame. One fucking overlap front end frame. Fuck me. Fuck yes! Yes, dude! Thought I was gonna overlap again on that last act. Had about 10 minutes left of this 4-hour session. I pulled it off. Let's fucking go. This is optimal. I mean, like, with Laid to Rest, I'm more certain that this is optimal than 966 on Laid to Rest is, because I actually went through and tested the third/final act just to make sure that there were no possibility of ticks down to the frame that you could squeeze out of it. Whereas Laid to Rest on the third act, I just did math with the amount of frames that were available on that act. And again, there shouldn't be ticks on the third act double squeeze of Laid to Rest by like at least a couple frames, but this one I actually went and like I said, tasked down to the frame to make positively sure. Unless there's some kind of buffered whammy you can do on the first frame that might make a tick possible, but until that's proven, you know, it's just one of those things. But I feel pretty confident saying that this is either optimal or human optimal. This is actually the number one thing that I wanted to do coming back, if I was going to come back to this game. Just because, you know, getting optimals is a little more impactful, a little more rewarding than just regular records for the most part, when they're new optimals, untied especially. So I'm really relieved to have gotten this in a single session. This is really great. I spent a lot of time during this session. Like, I didn't get runs proper going until at least 2 hours in, because I was trying to get consistent with using extended hit window on the last act, and I was practicing that just from the beginning riff. It's the same thing. It might not be the exact same frame window, but it's the same pattern at the very least. And I'm really starting to have doubts on whether or not those sustain leading into notes of the same fret are doable for extended hit window. It just, man, it is so fucking hard. Like, it's so hard just to refret in time without dropping ticks, but to also make sure that you're not overlapping the front end like I did the first time I got the first act double squeeze and didn't even notice. Yeah, it is just so ridiculously hard. On some higher frets, there is a possibility that you can switch between fingers. Like, you know, if you're holding a green-yellow chord, and then it ends in a chord of that fret combination, perhaps you could release your ring finger off yellow and then refret with your middle finger to kind of do like a quick slide motion. That might make that kind of pattern a little more doable, but for this specifically, green into green, it is damn near like you really don't have any options for that. Especially this pattern where you have to slide down from blue to orange, because you couldn't do like release index fret with middle finger and then still hit that blue to orange, especially if you're actually abusing extended hit window frames, which basically lead into those hammer-ons. I did this a while ago in TAS, and I'm almost positive the first act was 3 frames total, which would make it extended hit window exclusive. Certainly feels like it. I had to go through a little bit of hassle on the back end for sure, because, you know, it's not really the fact that it's like a trill or a fast trill, it's that it has those strums in between. And my first method was to, you know, do a double strum on those transitions. Particularly the one that matters is the red hammer-on into red strum. because there is a mechanic in this game where if you strum a hopo, it like satisfies the strum for that window, so it doesn't eat your next strum, and by association it unlocks, quote unquote, an earlier hit window for the following strum. That's something that I've verified through TAS on multiple songs, but I didn't end up using that here for a couple reasons. First is it was just really annoying to not hit stuff too early and just miss. And second of all, if I was trying to get the green hammer-on in after the red strum, I for sure would have kept doing that, but the fact that I was going for the red meant that, there was a note window buffer in between that strum, so I felt like the better thing to do was to just try to refret red as quickly as possible, which I accomplished through tapping that trill. And that was also kind of annoying because when, I was trying to tap that, the red back end note fast enough, I would end up missing the following green because I was hitting it so early. So on top of tapping that note as soon as possible, which I'm also elbow strumming, which just complicates things even further, I had to make sure to hold the tap for long enough to where I wouldn't be releasing the red too early to disable the green's hammer-on window. Thankfully, the second act is pretty much completely free. The hardest thing about it, by a mile, is remembering where to activate. The way I did it was counting 5 measure lines past the final star power, and then on the 3rd chord of the 5th measure. But it's really just about, on that act, is just, for me, it's about not overlapping the front end. And also, I keep forgetting that it took me a really long time, at the very least, to remember that act actually had a whammy on the first phrase, because I forgot that so many times. Even the funny thing is, though, every time, even though I forgot it, that existed and I reacted late and definitely didn't get early whammy by any means, I still hit the activation. I was pretty surprised, I guess, to learn that act was optimal the way it is. Kind of and kind of not. I understand why the orange isn't possible, because it's so close to the yellow-blue chord, so the dynamic hit window just isn't quite there for it. I still thought that it probably would be, but, I'll take it. The final act, also, I was pretty surprised that there wasn't anything else on it, and through my tasks, it was an 8-frame window, and honestly, thank God there's nothing else on there, because again, trying to abuse that extended hit window on that green front end note would just be good luck. I'm honestly really surprised this third act came through, because I did not feel like my whammy was that good on it. I was just, still dealing with nerves from this being the second time I've consciously hit the first act, the third time total, but also I was just so in my head about not overlapping the front end like I did on that last run. So my whammy I didn't feel like was that great. I definitely thought I overlapped the front end again. And it's really weird, when I watched back the last 544 I did, where I overlapped that front end, there was a weird visual effect where the flame didn't render on the front end note, and that makes it A, all the harder to tell if you overlapped or not, and B, just nerve-wracking. Like, I don't know the numbers well enough on those final chords. I did have a feeling when I saw something 144, because I was pretty sure I had 944 on the last run. That's when I was like feeling a little better about it. But yeah, those last 30 seconds were agony.